Alright guys, what's up? Welcome to Dark Souls part 3.5. This is a little bonus episode that I wanted to do. It's non-essential, really. I mean, there's going to be a couple of cool things in here, but really the kind of what I wanted to get into. As I said at the end of the last video, we're going to go and see the merchant, who's down in that little hidden shortcut that we opened up just to the left of where we are here. Now, before we get there, I wanted to go back to Firelink Shrine anyway. I realised there was something that I missed in my last video where I kind of, I did a lot of talking. Like I said, I didn't have my notes, so a couple of things that I missed there that I wanted to go back and kind of cover. I was just going to do that originally as a short video, and I set off to get there and got murdered like a big ding-dong. Stupid mistakes, but that'll happen in this game. So anyway, I'd started to capture that and decided to restart it, mainly just for time, because seeing me go through this again after the last video is a lot, and I'm going to do it to get back here again. So totally understand. If you want to go ahead and skip this whole section, it's where I'm just going to get back to my bloodstain and then back to Firelink. You can skip ahead to about 3:20, I think, and that's kind of where the next part of this will start. But really, kind of what I wanted to do, just in terms of going back there, well, first of all, this is something that you're going to find yourself doing at various points of the game, is farming souls. And the Undead Berg bonfire, where we just set off from, that is actually that becomes a really good spot for farming souls later in the game, once that, the little ladder, once the little ladder is open, sir. Once we've dropped that down, which we're going to get into maybe in the next video, depends how long I want to run it on for. But once you've dropped that down and you can get up to under the bridge, we'll get to it, but that becomes a really great spot for farming souls like this. Just respawning at your bonfire, so all the enemies reset, going out, taking them all out, which is, see you later. Sorry, I did enjoy that, and I think, yeah, fuck you! A couple of satisfying moiders. I mean, I guess farming is kind of, it's legendarily known as grinding. You're just doing the same bits over and over again, killing the same bad guys just to get those, those sweet souls, so you can either use them to level up or go spending, which is what we're eventually going to do. So, yeah, I was going to go straight to Firelink, but I thought, if the point of this is to show about farming, then may as well take these guys out as well, even though it's kind of non-essential. And again, when you're this early in the game, the one advantage of farming, besides the, the soul count, is you do get to practice your combat a lot. Now, like I said, I got my bloodstain back at the top of those stairs, but I just made a stupid mistake there. It can happen where I had two of them attacking me, didn't watch my footing, dropped right off that open ledge, and adios muchacho. Right, so that's just a quick sort of example of farming, going through areas you already know, killing enemies you've killed over and over again just to get your soul count up. But like, we've got 3,000 there, and that's pretty good. So by the time we get back, and plus the stuff we've got in our inventory, that's right, inventory, that's how I say it, it's not my fault, then we're going to have a decent amount to spend when we get back to that merchant. Now this dude,
yes,
what's his name? Petrus of Theoland, I think. I've already spoken to this dude. I've already joined his covenant. He's already given me a copper coin. Ooh, thanks for that. Now you see, he also offers you all that stuff that you can buy from him at this point of the game, but they're all crazy expensive. So unless you want to do some farming, then they're completely out of reach at this point. Now, one of the items that he sells you, just learn this gesture. The gestures really, they're mostly for the benefit of when you have other players in your game, unless you're making a video like I am and you can just use them to do a how do you do to the camera or whatever. So he's taught me a gesture there. This dude, yeah, one of the things that he sells you there is the Homeward spell, which costs like 8,000 souls or something crazy like that. I'm going to show you how to get something similar without having to go through that. Now up here, again, I've kind of checked this area out before. So that dude in the corner there, he's got a soul of a lost undead. This space, we're going to activate these elevators later in the game, but right now, if you have a little peek through there, down through that window, now you see there's a chest down there. And how the frickin' heckers are we going to get down? I've never used that expression in my life. Don't hold it against me. So we activate these elevators much later in the game, and it becomes a super handy shortcut back to Firelink Shrine. But for now, check this! Yeah, I'll show you all my secrets. Alright, so down here, we got some super handy shit. Homeward Bones. Now, we'll get it. I'll explain that in a second after I've picked up all this stuff. So we've got Homeward Bones, we've got a Morning Star, which as a weapon is better than the sword that we're currently carrying. So we're going to be checking that out in a minute. Let's just pick this stuff up now. And just check out this cheeky design, right? That's the way out of there. From over here, completely invisible, and you think that you're just in a dead end and you're going to have to use one of those Homeward Bones. Now, when you use that, it transports you back to the last bonfire that you rested at without you losing anything. So, super handy for getting you out of a scrape. Lloyd's Talisman, I'll explain about that in a minute, because right now, if you look in the background there, I'm just going to there's the Homeward Bone. Oh, I'll explain about this, right? So these dealios, yeah, once you use them, they're mega handy for getting you out of a tough spot or a boss fight if you realise you're massively under-equipped, or you find yourself you've gone down a wrong path and you're fighting enemies that are way tougher than you should be. You can always use that Homeward Bone to get out of there. The Lloyd's Talisman, you know how like when your health gets battered down and you use that Estus Flask to refill it, well, some enemies have those as well. So they can sort of back off from you and recharge their health. You use a Lloyd's Talisman and it stops them being able to do that. But Homeward Bone, okay, now this is where when I was filming this, originally I was just going to drop off here, go up the steps on the left and go back to the bonfire. But I thought, you know what, I mentioned this last time, so fuck it dudes, let's get crazy. I've taken all my armor off and dropped my shield there, which turned out to be a mistake, spoiler. And I'm going to try this suicide run to get the items here in the graveyard. And here's a hint, it does not go well. That was my first mistake. Like, this can be done, basically. I started this on spur of the moment, didn't really kind of plan what I was doing. Let myself get too battered here, and by this time, I've been in there too long. All of these guys have sprung up, including that behemoth. And that's the end of that chapter. So, back we go. Back to Firelink. Don't worry, this take is much more successful. Basically, this is kind of like, if nothing else, this is going to demonstrate how, as well as that cool little secret there with the chests and the Homeward Bones, I could have used one there to get out of that, but for the sake of it, this is kind of a way of showing how you can get all this cool stuff and keep your souls and not use a Homeward Bone. You just have to kind of, the whole kind of route runs around in a circle, and as long as you hit full steam, you know where you're going, and you kind of only stop moving to let your stamina recharge so you can sprint again. Well, I say stop moving, stop sprinting. Now, boom, Zweihander. Alright, that is a super cool sword, which unfortunately we don't have the means to wield yet. And same goes for this, the winged spear. Check this. Yeah, giving it Linfords. Just get the hell out of there, and as I explained last time, as long as I get back to that bonfire, then all of those enemies are going to reset where they were, and safe as fucking houses, mate. So, just, yep, here he comes. Now this, this actually happened to me on a previous playthrough of this. Get back to the bonfire, and then for some reason, it won't let me sit down. And lucky for me, that dude is stuck up there behind a wall. The AI's kind of fluffed him a bit there, so he can't. Normally he'd be down here and just coming at me, and for some reason I can't stop at the bonfire. So luckily, just by hanging on a second, that resolves itself. They've all reset, and I've got all that cool stuff now. And still rocking the 3,000 souls. So that was it. Although it was not successful in terms of doing it first playthrough, like I said, I am not great at this game. But that's kind of the point of this, isn't it? I'm not very good, and if you're not very good, then hopefully this is kind of, you know, some helpful tips and stuff not to do. And if you're great at this game, then I just hope it's fucking funny. Watching me flail around. So looking at this, right, Zweihander, look at those stats now, the required parameter there. You need 24 strength just to wield that sucker, and if you look on the right hand side there, we are currently down at a piddly 13. So that's not great. Morningstar, however, we can already carry, and it is a much more badass weapon than this sword, which is probably a bit damaged as well. And we can't repair our stuff yet. Maybe we'll fix that shortly. We'll see. The wing spear again that we picked up while back there. Really cool weapon for this early in the game, but to get to it, to be able to, well, we got to it. To be able to wield it, then we're going to have to do some leveling up. And to do that, we're going to have to, you see, it all ties together. We're going to have to do some of the farming I was just talking about. Now, I'm not really going to go into much of it. I'm essentially, all that way that we just came to get back here, where you just watch me kill all these bony boys, we're going to do it again. And, again, like I said, this is why this is a non-essential episode, because watching this stuff, I know it's, yeah, it might be tedious to watch. Hopefully I'm making it a bit jolly to listen to, but you've already seen me tackle all these dudes a few times now, and really this is one of the realities of the game, is you're going to see it when you play it as well, because grinding becomes essential at certain points. But anyway, I mean, look at where we are now. 3,487 souls. And, jacket potatoes, see you later. Now, hopefully, by the time we get back to the merch, just boot this boy. Later. Hopefully, by the time we get back to the merchant, and I'm gonna, if you remember I explained last time, yeah, bye dude. If you remember I explained last time about, like, all of the Soul of the Lost and Dead, like Soul of the Nameless Soldier, all of those that you kind of pick up along your way, you can just kind of keep them sat there in your inventory until you get to a merchant or a bonfire when you want to use them. We've already gone through using them at the bonfire, so this time we're going to buy some stuff from the merchant that is really going to come in useful a little bit later in the game. So again with these guys, something that I wanted to explain about these boys that I kind of failed to mention last time. When you get more than one at a time like this, as I've demonstrated, by A, not being very good, and B, not really having any problems, apart from this dickhead with fire bombs. Bonus of that dude though. Let me just take care of this. Bonus of killing that guy quick. Sometimes he... Pillage body. Ugh. Yeah. Creepy phrase. But yeah, sometimes he drops firebombs, which come in super useful. Again, I'm just going to go this way because this is purely a farming exercise, so although I could rush straight back to the merchant now, I always... You know what? I'm not sure what happened. I'm sure on one of my playthroughs I got attacked from behind by somebody up there, so I always check it now. And there never is. I don't know, maybe I imagine that. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm purely doing this as an exercise just to rack up as many easy kills and cheap souls on the way back to the merchant as I can. So, although we've seen all this before, it's just kind of a reminder that if you're farming, then, and it's an area like this where it's all kind of easy enemies. Fair enough, they don't drop many souls, but there's a lot of them in a small space, which is super handy. And this is just going from Firelink Shrine to Undead Berg. A lot of easy enemies here. Yeah, what I wanted to say about these guys, when there's more than one of them, as long as you can kind of just keep facing both of them at the same time like that. That is all you need to do is that, and keep your shield up. You'll block all their attacks. It's once you're blocking one way and one is coming at you from another way, that is when you start having problems. Because like I said, they're as an enemy, they're a piece of piss. But unfortunately, you know, you get on the wrong side of one of those frenzy attacks, and yep. I'm not gonna... I don't know why the bloodstain reference, it makes me think of break stuff every time. But I'm not going to double durst. I'm not going to do it. There's been enough terrible pop culture references across these episodes already. So, cleared all this out now. Got back up here. Almost there. You remember this last time was the appearance of the dragon there. Because we've touched the bonfire, that doesn't, that doesn't reset. So you only get to see that once, which is again kind of why it's pretty fucking awesome when it happens. So again, lure this guy down here, so it's away of the crossbow dude on the top tower. Managed to hit both of those with one strong attack. Something that is worth noting as well, which I kind of which I meant to, I thought about it earlier, I meant to explain it. I was in the middle of something else, I lost track. That's going to happen a lot, in case you haven't figured already. But when you're in a tight space, like a tight corridor, if you can, use an overhead attack, which is your strong attack, rather than just your normal R1 quick attack. Hit the bonfire. Because doing that, you go overhead with your strong attack, whereas your quick attack is a swing, and if you're in a tight space, you're likely to clang off the wall, which is going to lessen the effect of your strike, and also potentially do damage to your weapon. So where you can, just try and get your time in, and use an overhead strike like that. It also does take out these clowns a lot quicker. So yeah, once again, although I've just cleared out these guys, just do it. Ugh, fuck you! Never get tired of those backstab animations. And double prizes! Alright. Alright, so soul count is looking pretty damn good. There's at least a couple of items I know I want to get from this merchant. So I just got to take care of these boys first. Like I said, these guys hit you with one of those. It's a ganker. Yeah. You gotta watch out for that. But just, yeah, once he goes for that, leaves himself wide open. Wallop! And this Morning Star weapon, like I said, it's pretty kick-ass. But we're about to upgrade it. Well, upgrade it, replace it. Back down here, like, showed you where this dude is last time. Obviously, all this resets, unfortunately. I'm just gonna pickpocket a last few extra cheap shots before we go see the dude. Yep, can go around here. I think there's another 4. Yep, just another 4 of you basic bitches. Just wallop! That's me going, oh, these guys go down in one hard strike from the Morning Star. That's pretty sweet. So, yeah, this is, again, basic stuff. Don't leave yourself open like that. See, I'm getting synchronized. See, I'm going against my own advice there. Just getting it, because these are easy guys. I'm just getting impatient because I want to get, I want to get this over with. And impatience is how you find yourself a little green blob that you have to go back and find, dude. Don't do it. Just step back, have a breather, and for God's sake, keep your shield up. If you're playing this build, that is, I guess. One of the advantages of starting as a warrior is the first shield you're given is a heater shield, which is kick-ass. Otherwise, that is one of the things that you'd be buying from this merchant here. But because we're a warrior and we already start with it, we can go buy some other cool shit instead. First of all, I'm gonna pop these souls. Really boost that count before we go around. I just wanted to just be a dick here and flash some cash in front of him. Yeah, dude. Ah, morning coffee. Okay, so that's all of them, and look at that. We've got well over 6,000 souls, which is enough to get some cool shit at this point.
Then go ahead. Don't be
let's do it again.
Never hurts to splurge when your days are numbered.
Ugh, so annoying. Right, okay, so first of all, just have a scroll through. That's some of the stuff he's got. So repair powder. I know that there's a boss fight coming up shortly. It's worth kind of having that anyway, just until you get the repair box, which I can't remember if I actually picked it up. That stuff is really handy in the short term. Anyway, so it's worth picking that up just to make sure that your sword and shield are as good as possible. Now the residence key you don't need to get if you started the game with the master key, which I did because that master key opens up all of the all of these residences that it's talking about there. So you don't need that. Did I get the repair box? Oh darn it, I did. Right, well, regardless. So having the I guess like I can repair my stuff on the fly now. But the repair box, yeah, that is a long-term essential item just for using souls to repair your weapons and armor at bonfires. It's super handy. So here's some of the weapons that this dude sells. Swords, shields, bows. We are here for two things at this point, dudes. And that is the short bow. And I'm going to show you why. Maybe in the next video, but it's going to be soon anyway. We're going to use the short bow and some arrows. We're going to use that to get the Drake sword, which, like, some people swear by it, some people swear off it, because they think it. But essentially, it's a fucking killer sword that you can wield immediately, and it involves going to see that dragon that flew overhead last time. So to get that Drake sword, here's a big tip for you. You're going to need a shitload of arrows and a longbow to be able to get him. Firebombs. Do we want firebombs at this point? Non-essential, really. I mean, they're handy, but you don't need them. And look, we've maybe got enough souls to go up another level at back of the bonfire. So let's leave it there for now. Okay, so what did we get there? Did we get the club? Jesus Christ, I was so busy talking, I wasn't even paying attention to the video. What a great commentary. Got so carried away with the sound of my own voice. Well, if not, I'll go back and pick that up. But basically, that's going to kick some ass next time. And I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to use that sucker on the tourist demon. So, we made it back to the bonfire here. I think that's about all for this little bonus episode. Hope it's been fun. And take it easy, fellas. I'll catch you at the next bonfire. Bye, 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 bye. Peace.